Well, hey everyone, welcome back to a video. Um, Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be looking at Apple and their hideous pricing schemes and sometimes it's just dumb. If you don't know what Apple is, then you've been living under a rock. They're the people who came out with the iPhone years ago. They are like advertising geniuses. Look at how perfect this image was lined up. You got a rose gold iPhone XS. I guess that would be a Max. There, I don't know. Would that be a XS Max? And another one right here with the AirPods and a rose gold Apple Watch. Everything matches it. Even the background right there. It's meant to hide that little notch right there, and it goes with all the colors. So they're like marketing geniuses. They know how to do everything, right? Look at the way that faded in. It's not gonna happen again, but that was actually pretty, the way they've done their website, I have to say, the way they made their website, it actually, it sort of screams quality, which I'm not saying Apple doesn't have quality products. Right now what I'm saying is they have quality products and premium pricing. And, by premium, I don't mean good premium. I mean hideous premium. You know? Yeah, going down here, yeah, the whole website just sort of screams, high end. All of that, right? So I was looking at that earlier. But first, let's check out the iPad. This is the first thing I was looking at, because I was looking at getting myself an iPad. I decided to go to compare and let's check out the 11-inch iPad Pro versus the iPad 6, right? I actually hate silver iPads. I'm going to make them all space gray. Right? Also, look at Apple's, that's gold, right? And that's rose gold. This is not gold. This is rose gold. Anyway. Also, silver. There's, white, not silver. And the front is black. Here. This is the darkest of the three space grays. Well, this is, that's almost brownish. But the colors are weird. So let's check out all of this. Now, I really have... it's not going to be so much about this. It's going to be comparing these two against each other. So, 9.7 inch and 7.9. 11 inch, this is just marketing buzzwords. Liquid Retina display. It's just a fun way of saying LCD. ProMotion technology, and a fun way of saying 120 hertz. True Tone display. That's a funny way of saying, that night mode on all devices? Well, we made a special version of it specifically for the 11-inch, the iPad Pros. So this one has Face ID, while these two have Touch ID. Nothing against that. They did that for the full screen. Although, why couldn't they put the touch sensor inside the phone? Much smaller Android brands have done that. Literally, almost every Android brand nowadays is doing, touch sensors right around here on their devices. It's not even on the iPhones. Doesn't really make sense. A12X versus A10 versus A8. Now this one's really powerful. They are saying that it's as powerful as an Xbox One, but realistically it won't have that power source, because the Xbox One, it drags power directly from a wall outlet, while the iPad's just going to be doing it from a battery, and they're never going to be the same thing. So, it's these two that's pretty crazy. So their camera's the same. The camera's the same. This is a proper iPhone XR sensor, I think. Compatible with Apple Pencil, Bluetooth keyboards, a smart keyboard. I think smart keyboards actually, it's kind of a ripoff. I think Bluetooth keyboards are actually better. So, Lightning connector. This is one thing Apple did nicely. The USB-C connector. I think they're finally standardizing, and that's a really great way to go about this. So now we're getting to the crazy stuff. This, in my opinion, the iPad, just iPad, is sort of the sweet spot of all three of these, right? Because the difference between this one, between the highest one of this and the lowest one of this, is $450. And there's a $20 difference between the same storage. Remember, this iPad Mini 4, that's $20 cheaper than this one, has a processor from 2 years ago a screen that's nearly a full 2 inches smaller. The exact same camera, no Apple Pencil compatibility. Let's go down. And like this is I mean the bigger display is actually pretty useful. And then when you consider that the iPad, just iPad, has a $429 option with 32 gigabytes of storage, then the iPad Mini 4 just doesn't make sense to get anymore. Because I doubt people who want to buy themselves a mini iPad are going to want 128 gigs of storage. And if they do want 128 gigs of storage, it's just going to be worth far more to buy this. And these iPads are going to be like, they're way out of anybody's price range here, actually. I don't know anyone who, like any normal person who would realistically want to buy this. Just to do, you know what tablets do, light video editing. Maybe, I don't know anyone who'd want to spend this much money on it. Height, you see, this one's bigger than this one. This one's honestly not that much bigger, although it does have the nicer design. See, that much bigger. The difference, I guess, is the PPI, but the resolution stays the same. Okay, so I guess you are paying, essentially, you are in return for saving $20, even though you are saving $20. In return, for a 2-year-old chip, you get fully laminated coating and anti-reflective coating. And a larger PPI, a higher PPI. But then you go to the processing chip capabilities. Compared to A8, so compared to this, it's 2 times faster, and the graphics are 2.7 times faster. They both have co-processors, right? So that makes you think, why would I choose this for $20 less if I'm getting twice the power in CPU and 2.7 times the power in graphics? I don't know. I don't know why anyone would want this. Yeah. And know what? You're dropping Apple Pencil support, although I don't know I don't know why you'd buy an iPad just for Apple Pencil support, because if you really want the Apple Pencil, then you may as well get the iPad Pro, because it has the 120 hertz refresh rate display, which is honestly, it's going to actually be pretty nice with the Apple Pencil. Smart keyboard, again, in my opinion, Bluetooth keyboards aren't as good. See, another feature you're missing out on this one, live photos, which I guess that's not too bad. A retina flash, I have no idea what that is. The front camera, 1.2 megapixels, both of these, right? They're basically the same. So I guess it kind of just makes you wonder, why would you get this for just $20 less, or actually if you only want 32 gigs, a full $100 more, if you're losing out on so much, especially the size and performance. I mean, that's huge. And come on, if you are really that tight for cash, it's not hard to just like get $20. You probably have a lot of okay, I don't know where I was going with that. But alright, that's this. Now we're going to the Macs, which I'm not going to compare them to each other like I did with the iPads. I mean, this iPad is overpriced, so is the iPad mini for what it is. The iPad 9.7 inch is currently one of the only iPads worth getting. In my opinion, actually, what it should be is the iPad Pro 10.5 inch, 64 gig model should be about the price of the 128 gig iPad 9.7. Okay, so now we're going to MacBook. And I guess I'll go to compare just to sort of show what's going on here. So let's compare these two for a sec. Actually, I am going to compare a couple. This one is about $550 cheaper than this one. $550, or actually slightly less than that. Cheaper than this one. $530. And what do you get? You get a larger display. You get a better processor, actually. 1.2 gigahertz versus 1.8 gigahertz. I mean, I know clock speed isn't everything, but this is a Core M3 versus a Core i5. I mean, turbo boost up to 3.6 gigahertz, although I think that's just for the i7 model. See, this one is actually, yeah, sure, it may be thicker, but really, it's not that bad. I mean, it's just half a centimeter thicker, less than half a centimeter thicker. Right? Heavier, sure, although I don't know anyone who can't carry 1.35 kilograms, even in their school bag. I mean, maybe if you're like, if it's super heavy, then I guess you'd want this, but just $530 more just to, like, less weight? Also, these are both this is starting from 1729, so I'm going to only compare the lower specs. So, for example, 8 gigabytes of memory, exact same. 256 gigs, fine. You got 128 here. But I'm pretty sure the 256 gig model of this is still going to be less than 1729. Right? Intel HD 6000 versus Intel 615. I really don't know the difference. I don't care about Intel HD graphics here. Larger resolution. Exact same color gamut, so not really going to be big. Larger battery. Yeah. Better battery. Better power adapter. USB-C. Now, I don't know why that's just not standard on Apple. I mean, they even put it on the iPad. 2 USB 3 ports. Thunderbolt 2. Again. Okay, this is when it sort of gets bad. But you think about it, and you're not really losing out on that much, right? You're getting SDXC. You're getting the exact same Mac OS Mojave, whatever. Right? The exact same things. And you're getting more processing power. The ports are just slightly different. And Bluetooth 4.0, honestly, people using Macs aren't going to need minimal latency for whatever they're doing. So Bluetooth 4.0 is generally going to be good enough. Then here, let me show you this. The MacBook Pro 15-inch. From $13.99. Okay, let's go to Mac right here. And then MacBook Pro. Alright, no. Let's go here. MacBook Pro 15-inch. Let's get the lower spec one, right? That's the one. Or in fact, just for fun, let's compare it to the higher spec one. Alright? Let's see. For the higher spec one. So you can get sort of an idea of what the specs are already with the... Okay, here. So, 2.6 gigahertz, 6-core processor, 8th gen, i7. Turbo boost up to 4.3. Retina display with True Tone, which is again just like shifting warmth of the display. Touch bar and Touch ID. I don't know anyone who's used the touch bar. I mean, it's just, even Apple doesn't know what to use it for. Radeon Pro 560X with 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. 16 gigabyte 2400 megahertz DDR4 memory. 512 gigs of SSD storage. 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. And backlit keyboard. Processor. Okay, so let's see the more expensive processor. Just for fun. You want 32 gigabytes of memory? Sure. Vega 16 and Vega 20, they're still not going to be as good as sort of... Okay, so I'm going to stick with these because I really don't know the desktop equivalent of these without going to go and buy So fine, we're going to compare it to the most expensive, or actually, no, that's a bad idea, because then it'll be even worse. No, let's do the quote-unquote budget version of the better MacBook, right? If you want the budgetiest version of this better MacBook. Alright, let's go check it out. So, 2.6 gigahertz, 6 cores, boost up to 4.3. This is the i7-8086K. It has a normal clock of 4 gigahertz and a boost clock of 5 gigahertz, 6 cores. It's an i7. Next, Retina display with True Tone. I mean, you can't do True Tone, but Retina displays have they have a resolution of 2560 by 1600, which is absolutely demolished by this 4K 3480 by 2160 60 hertz monitor from AOC. 28 inches. I mean, fine, maybe you want something portable, but I bet you can find another laptop. In fact, in the description of this video, I will leave links to laptops that are better than this. Touch bar and Touch ID, again, you can't really recreate that. Radeon Pro 560X with 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. Guess what I added? I decided to go with a Radeon RX 580 8 gigabyte from MSI. So that's actually a really good card. It's going to be far better than the 560X. 16 gigabytes of 2400 megahertz DDR4. Here, 16 gigabytes of 2400 megahertz DDR4. Where is it? Here. So, then there's the 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. And right here, 500 gigabytes of SSD. Samsung 970 EVO, probably way faster than whatever Apple is going to put into their computer. 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. Now, I could not do that. But I did decide to go with one of the best motherboards that you can get, actually, which is USB-C with 3 USB 3 ports, 1 DVI, 1 HDMI, which I don't think you'd really use, Ethernet. It has onboard Wi-Fi and 2 USB 2.0 ports. That's 3.1 USB. But yeah, and then also, seeing as Apple likes their elegant design for this, right? I decided to go with one of a really nice looking case that you can get, the NZXT H500, the successor to the very popular S340. Power supply, 750 watts, 80 plus gold certified, fully modular, so that you can easily upgrade. This computer currently only uses about 316 watts, so you can easily upgrade this to have a second video card, for example, for Crossfire, if you needed to. Now, that is what you can do. Now, this computer actually was not designed to compete with this more expensive one, even though it's perfectly fine competing with it. In fact, this computer was designed to compete with this, the $3199. The $33,199 one. With, I have no idea what this graphics card is, the Radeon Pro 555X. You see, it has twice the storage. It's basically just as powerful as the other one. Oh, what's the price of this? $27,035. It comes with a Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 wired gaming keyboard, which is actually a really good keyboard. One of the best keyboards you can get out there. And the Logitech G502 Hero, which again, one of the best mice you can get out there. I actually use myself a Logitech G502 Proteus Core. I don't have the Spectrum one or the Hero. But this mouse is actually really good. So that's sort of to replace the trackpad they have there. Fine. So that's what you get, right? And let's see. Actually, let's go to a computer with a price point that's the exact same. Also Windows. And I'm not getting one of those cheap OEMs because those are hit or miss. but this is actually one of the full ones that are legit with the USB, and you can like change the what computer it's on and stuff like that. So now let's try making this at a price point that's the exact same as that one. So, I think that with this kind of price point, I can get a nice M.2 1 terabyte drive, you see? And then I remove that. You want to add additional storage? No. But I actually can add more if I decide to go with a hard drive, 7200 RPM hard drive, which has, let's say, 4 terabytes of extra storage. 4 terabytes of extra storage. Why don't I go ahead and double the RAM? Let's see. It can be any kind of DDR4 as long as it's DDR4, but it will be 32 gigabytes, 2 times 16 gigs. Let's pick, actually no, I can't do that. Fine, let's see another DDR3 kit, which, yeah, let's see, 3214. So fine, you wanna drop $10 on this list? Sure. How do you do that? You just swap out the cooler with something less, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's better. And then there's the other MacBook Pro. This one, which I'm going back to again, $36.99. You want me to build something that has a similar price point to that one? Sure. Let me swap that out with a 2 terabyte M.2 drive. Right? Yeah. 2 terabytes of M.2 memory. Now let's go and get a dual channel DDR4 32 gig kit, because that is going to be allowing for upgrades later. So, where do I get dual 2 times 16 gigs? Let's see. Here, a nice G-Skill or Corsair Vengeance LPX here. See, there. What's the price? $36.22. That much cheaper than this. So Apple's prices are actually pretty insane when you think about them. And this video's actually been pretty long, but they're insane, especially when you compare how good like other computers at the exact same price can be. Like the 8086K is a limited run processor. It's not even like mass produced. It was a limited run. And you can still throw that into a build for less than the price of a 15-inch MacBook Pro with 4 times the storage, twice the RAM, a graphics card that's far more powerful, and if you're willing to get rid of Touch Bar and Touch ID, and True Tone with a better display, larger one. And also in the description, I will leave links to Amazon for some laptops that are the exact same price point and deliver far more performance and have a far better value. But anyway, that's about it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. And that's about it. Goodbye.